Here we go.
Okay, we're back in business, folks. Great to see everybody lining up on the heels of an extremely long 4th of July weekend. All kinds of World Cup drama to get into, all kinds of personal drama to get into. But again, it's just great to see everybody lining up. Arkansas Dave, Rags, there's Noemi, there's Dami, there's the Santa Cruz Mafia. Love seeing you guys. My man Miguel is in the house, rocking New Era 84. That's right. Good to see you guys. And my co-host, my friend, my compadre, my partner in all things PMP, Creative Tony's in the house. You're rocking a very snazzy looking robe today, brother. How's your head? How is you? Ooh, very Ozzy Osbourne like right there. Like when he would raise his arms with the tassels. Yeah, very Ozzy. Yeah.
Yeah, I love this thing, man. It's a kimono from Japan from my friends, the Bellyacs, who they visit Japan because his wife is Japanese. So, anyways, thank you, Bellyacs, for the kimono. Paulie, great to see you, dude. Yes, tremendous weekend on many levels and a not so tremendous Monday for the U.S. men's national team, Paulie. So we can get into it. And we're going to have Ted Ramey join us, voice of the San Jose Earthquakes. He's going to join us later on in the show. We love us some Ted Ramey. And you know what? Ted's a bald man like myself. I have to address something with Ted when he comes on as two bald men talking to each other with the new hairdo for Landon Donovan, with all the plugs and all the new hair for Landon. I want to get Ramey's opinion because I know Ramey knows Landon. I know Ramey respects Landon. And I'm like, hey, dude, if it makes Landon feel better, but I just want to get his take as a fellow bald man. Because it's like Landon went from almost like fully bald to like a nice, just like Ned Coletti style replacement head of hair.
Yeah, it's always a suspect move. I mean, like to go from nothing and then to come back and all of a sudden you got a full head of hair. It's a little suspect. It brings back a memory, Tony, when my son James was really young. He's probably 8 or 9 years old. We had been commenting about LeBron James going bald, like his hairline was receding. And then LeBron came back the next season. And I'll never forget this. James goes, hey, Dad, look, LeBron James has new hair. I'm like, I don't know how real that is, but yeah, he did something. The plugs, the transplant. I don't even know what the procedures are out there, but I guarantee you this. I've said this before. When my hair starts falling out, you'll see me right alongside Creative Tony. We can be like Rodney Dangerfield said, why don't you two put your heads together and make an ass out of yourself? That'll be about that, because I'm not going to play games with plugs. I'm not going to play games with a toupee. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And when it's time to go, it's time to go. That's all.
It's very liberating to let it go.
Yeah.
It's very liberating to let it go. That's
How
all
about this gangster move, Tony? And I know you're going to know who I'm talking about. We don't have to name any names, but one of our favorite guys. He was a friend. He was a mentor. He was a local legend. He worked at KFOG. No names being admitted here. Now, this was a bald guy who Tony and I were very close with. We love this dude. Bald guy with the ponytail, T.
Yeah.
A rough move right there. Bald guy, ponytail. Your thoughts?
Yeah, it's a tough look, man. Yeah. You're hanging on. You're hanging on, literally with a rubber band and a long locks that go below the male pattern baldness horseshoe pattern. So right. So hey, to each their own. Whatever you want to do. And I've always been a Landon Donovan fan, but the first time I saw him on TV during the World Cup, it was jarring. I was like, whoa. I was like, that guy's, because the hairline it's pretty low. It's like, wow, okay, good for him. But they could have used Landon Donovan maybe yesterday, Paulie, because Pulisic didn't show up when they needed to show up. Belgium's really good, though.
Belgium, that's one thing I think is maybe getting lost in the wash here, and I'm trying to get that out there. As poorly as the United States played, and for whatever extracurricular reason, the president getting involved, all that kind of stuff factors in. But at the end of the day, to me, Belgium just looked like the better team. I mean, and a lot of our guys on defense seemed like they were frozen in the headlights. Like, there wasn't a lot of movement defensively. I thought I saw a lot of, and by no means am I a World Cup expert. Obviously, I defer to guys like Tony and a lot of you. But to my eye, they looked awfully stagnant on defense, like they were just kind of standing there instead of attacking the ball and stuff like that. So not their greatest showing at all. And even with Eddie Vedder in the house chugging beers, dude, they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, dude. And also, I want to give love to Shane Ryan. Okay, Shane Ryan is a Golf Digest. He's with Golf Digest. Shane Ryan. Okay, you can follow him on Twitter at Shane Ryan. Here, he had a post yesterday that I shared with Dom and Paulie that said, "People will think I'm crazy for this take, but I'm a big believer in the psychological impact of narratives on teams. Yes, Belgium looked so much better tonight, and we looked lost, but this team had a boatload of good vibes behind them, being the U.S. team, in the last 48 hours that vanished. And replacing it was a story of implicit political corruption that turned them into the bad guys, or at least the beneficiary of the corruption. You can't tell me that doesn't put pressure on the team, change the vibe, and take a psychological toll that impacted what happened on the field." I mean, I feel like that's a really good take, man, because I think he's right. And I think that once that happened, whatever, however you feel politically, I don't give a crap. That's not about the politics of it. It's about the corruption behind, and everybody always jokes around about FIFA being corrupt. And
Yeah.
And there it was.
Yeah.
And here is the United States as the major bad guy all of a sudden, when, like that post said, the vibes were so thick and
That's
strong.
an interesting point. That is an interesting point. You're right, because the U.S. team had been such a kind of a feel-good story to that point, and you're right. Suddenly, I think it all turned, and we were then viewed as we were viewed as the villain. We were viewed as the bad guys. Yeah, that's a good point, man.
I mean, the 16 is where the U.S. kind of just goes. They finish 16th in the final 16.
Shout out Kiss, Creative Tony. Shout out Kiss, Christine 16. Go ahead.
Beautiful. Well, 16 Joe Montana, 16 Jake Plummer, 16 Angel Pagan. Trying to think of another 16.
I love
like 16 on the Oakland A's. I'm trying to think.
I don't know if I can help you. We need Patty for that one. Patty's our resident A's expert. And by the way, shout out to Humdinger 87 live in Mexico. God bless you. Whereabouts in Mexico are you? Because I was down there, I think, in January. I'm a Cancun head. And you have a great time down there. Work on that suntan, jump in the water. It's the freaking greatest.
And also, Paulie, this might piss some people off and question my patriotism, but when this whole narrative began with the corruption, I'm like, you know what? I would be so effing pissed if I was Belgium about this going on. And you want to talk about psychological edges?
There you go. Yep.
That definitely gave Belgium, like, okay, we're not only a better team world ranking, and we know that we're better than the United States when, just push comes to shove. Now we have extra incentive, extra ammo. And man, they proved it. I mean, Belgium's the better team. No question. Now I'm closet rooting for Belgium. I want to see Norway do some damage. I'd like to see Morocco. I'm all at the upsets now, Paulie. But the Norway England match is going to be a very good semifinal match.
Here it comes for the first time in PNP history, and probably for the first time in Paulie Mac's entire life. I'm actually coming to the show with a couple of soccer takes. I actually have. Hey, you want it? You're getting it. And by the way, before we talk about Morocco, do you still have access to the Keith Richards picture with the hash pipe in Morocco?
Oh, I can find it. Yeah.
Okay, because keep that thing around for the World Cup. While we're talking Morocco, this is, folks, why I will be rooting for Morocco. Because again, one of my fantasies is to throw on the bearskin clothes like Richards, go there, find that long pipe, and just start puffing. And also with a cigarette in one hand is a critical touch to the entire equation. But yeah, Morocco is a likable team for me. But I wanted to ask you, here comes my take. Did you see, I thought the best match I've seen so far a couple days ago, how many of you guys saw England, Mexico? That was off the freaking hook. That was my favorite match so far. It was so much fun to watch. Mexico goes down ultimately in their own country in front of their own fans. Yeah, there he is again. That's Richards in Morocco. How am I not going to root for Morocco with that kind of imagery in the background? You know what I mean? Good enough for Richards. Good enough for Paulie Mac. How do you feel about me adopting Morocco as like a side piece team?
No, I'm with you because of not just that picture, but also because our friend and colleague Dante Hittner Whitner shops in Morocco.
Right.
So, he takes trips to Morocco to buy linens and robes and shoes. So if Dante chooses Morocco for his gear, for his fashion choices, and Keith chooses Morocco for his extracurricular choices.
That's correct.
And by the way, read this little paragraph. It says, in the 1960s, Morocco became one of the first destinations on the famed, quote, hippie hashish trail.
That's what I'm talking about, dude. Tell me I don't belong on the hippie hashish trail. That's got my name written freaking all over it, dude. Right?
Totally, man. So we're on the Morocco wagon. I am on the Norway Holland wagon. That player Holland is just a force to be reckoned with. You could argue that he's the heir apparent to Messi once Messi decides to call it quits, because Messi is obviously
Messi again today. He was doing it again earlier today, scoring goals. Here comes another. I got stats now, brother. I'm coming at you with stats. You didn't think it was going to happen, but today's the day. I learned this morning. A lot of you guys probably already know this, so forgive me for catching up. But dude, I'm blown away by this. That Messi, who scored again today, has scored a goal in 9 consecutive World Cup games. That to me that's incredible.
It's incredible. The guy's amazing, and he's like one of those guys that just knows where to be. He's always in the right spot. He's always near the goal or near the ball. He's just the guy.
Tony, don't they have like somebody who can just shadow him the entire game, so they make sure like he doesn't get like your assignment? Just blanket Messi the whole game. Don't let him out of your sight.
I think they do, Paulie, but I think he's so quick and so like it's not just quick but fast. Like there's a difference between quickness and speed, and he's both, right? And is just the knowledge of where to be and the different little pockets on the field to just explore and exploit. It's just, he's incredible to watch. And that not only was an amazing comeback by Argentina, but just a colossal gag by Egypt, dude. I mean, you're up 2-0 with like 20 minutes to go in the match, and you give up 3 freaking goals, dude. If Egypt would have beaten Argentina, it would have gone down as one of the greatest upsets in the history of the World Cup. I mean, so it's just crazy that they scored 3 in the last 20 minutes of the match. And you got to tip your caps to Argentina, but man, Egypt, they were this close, man. They were this. And by the way, FIFA getting involved. There was an Egyptian goal taken off the scoreboard because of a penalty that didn't really look like much of a penalty at all. But it's just, I feel like FIFA gets heavily involved, and I hate sounding like a conspiracy.
No, say whatever you got to say, dude. It's we can all see the same stuff. In fact, I want to go back to the U.S. game for a second. I have a question. This is not like a definitive statement, but I do have a question. So after the red card decision got overruled and they said, okay, he's good to go, you're going to get your player back. Did you feel yesterday like the refs? I felt this watching that game last night. I felt like the refs made a decision. Fine. You guys want to overturn red card calls now? Fine. We're not giving you guys anything in terms of penalty, because I felt like our guys were getting knocked to the ground. Our guys were getting kicked. Our guys are rolling around. Nothing. It was like the refs refused to give us a whistle. And I kept thinking, well, that's because we just got heavily involved in decision making. Am I right or wrong on that? Did you feel? I feel like there were several whistles we should have gotten that never came.
Paulie, stand by. I didn't know if you mean to do this, but
right or wrong,
right or wrong here on a Tuesday. I think you are right. And I also think that they probably said, hey, fine. I don't know. I can't even imagine the conversations that went on behind closed doors to get that red card taken away. But they got the red card taken away. And then probably the officials amongst themselves saying, all right, fine. Now it's our turn to just make sure that this doesn't happen again, I guess. And here's the thing too, Paulie. It shouldn't have been a red card in the first place, which we talked about, right? But it was. So you had to live with the penalty, but then they take it away, and so then the refs are like, okay, you know what? You did what you did behind closed doors. You did what you did to, I don't know, corrupt the game. And we can't be a party to that. So we're gonna let this game play out.
Did you feel that watching the game, or maybe I'm off on this? I don't know. I'm not saying my thing is 100% correct, but that's what it looked like to me. Like they decided we are not giving the United States any whistles in this game.
Yeah, well, I feel like they also just said we're gonna let it be physical. If you don't want us calling red cards, we're just gonna let it be a physical game. We're gonna let it be. The only thing, again, when it's not even a yellow card in real time, I struggle with it all of a sudden becoming a red card after review. You know what I'm saying?
I do. That's a good call. Yeah.
Like if you saw it in real time and you thought, oh, that's close to something, I'm going to give it a yellow. Then it goes to review and you give it a red. Okay. But if you all of a sudden you don't call anything, and then you get a blast from the booth in your headset saying we got to go to VAR, and then they give it a red, it's just like, whoa,
Well,
that's quite a leap, dude. It's quite a leap. So
yeah, Tony, we're getting multiple kind of similar kind of views of yesterday. Here's Gravy, for example. The USA's best players are just not good enough to compete. That's one. Here comes P1 Chuck. I didn't feel like the refs missed any calls. We just suck against legit soccer players. And I did hear a lot of that last night in the aftermath. Like a lot of people just said the U.S. just does not stack up. Well, let me ask you this. Do you feel like this World Cup run the U.S. team had going to that round of 16, was that a success on any level? Or like, I don't know how to measure it really. Like if we should be happy with that.
I think going to the quarterfinals would have been a success. You know,
was that the final 8?
Yeah, the final 8. If they would have made it past that game, because if you look at the path that the United States took, they beat Bosnia, they beat Paraguay, they beat Australia. 3, not easy teams, but they're not the caliber of Belgium.
Gotcha.
And then they go to Belgium, and not only do they lose to Belgium, but they get their asses handed to them by Belgium. And Belgium, 9th ranked team in the world. Freeze did not have a good game. The goalkeeper Freeze did not have a good game. Pulisic didn't have a good game. They needed the guys to rise up that have risen up for them to that point, and they didn't.
Great call. Yeah.
And you got to tip your cap to Belgium, man. Belgium played a great game. And also they played with a freaking chip on their shoulder, like F you.
Oh, they were relentless. I mean, they looked really, really good. And I can't find, I'm just being honest with you guys. Like, I can't find a reason to dislike Belgium unless you guys know something I don't know. Like, to me, I was like, yeah, these guys look really good. They definitely had an edge. There's no question about that. I don't know. We're all going to have to adopt side pieces going forward. I do like Morocco.
Nice side pieces. Keep the side pieces going. And by the way, Soccer Ball, I see you. He says the United States needed Altidore, dude. Altidore was a stud back in the day. They could have used Altidore for sure, dude. Paulie, I'm still interested in the World Cup. This doesn't change my interest in the World Cup because I want to see you ends up finishing.
Yeah, I'm in now too. Listen, I've gone this far. I'm not going to abandon ship. I'm going all the way with this thing at this point. Yeah.
So let's real quick. Let's discuss because we have Ted Ramey coming on at the bottom of the hour.
And I want to get a Dr. Young spot in before we go to Rams too. Yeah.
Who I spoke with yesterday, by the way, Dr.
Nice.
Nice. We got France against Morocco, Spain against Belgium, Norway against England, and then Argentina versus the winner of Switzerland, Colombia. Go Switzerland, first of all. I'm just saying go Switzerland. That's who I'd like to see. And but Norway, England, Spain, Belgium, France, Morocco. Do you have a vibe on any of those? Are you pulling for anybody in those? I can tell you I am after you.
Well, you said France, Morocco. I'll start right there. Yeah. I'm definitely going Morocco, but I do understand how good France is. And France is basically the favorite to win the whole thing, right? Is
France or Argentina?
Okay, so yeah, France is one of the elites. It gives me all the more momentum and motivation to root for Morocco. Again, Tony, the home of the hippie, what's it called? The hippie hash pipe trail? Count me in on that.
No, the hippie hashish trail.
Yeah, dude, I got to get a piece of that. So do you. Who are we kidding, dude? You need to blow some stress off on the hippie hash pipe trail. I think we all could use that. So I'll go Morocco in that one. And what's the other matchup you asked me about?
You got Spain, Belgium. I'm on the Belgian bandwagon for sure.
I do like Spain, though. I like the Spanish. You know what I mean? I like people from Spain.
Paulie, do you like tapas or do you like waffles? Like which?
I gotta go tapas on that one. I'm going tapas. Yeah,
I'm gonna go Belgian waffles with the big wedges, dude, that you can load up with butter and syrup. Man, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, and the Belgian beer too.
And the syrup can just kind of pool between the big craters. Yeah, just kind of sits there. Yeah.
And then when you cut it down the middle, and all of a sudden the pool of syrup just falls into your plate. Oh man, come on! I love a good Belgian waffle, but I also love good Belgian beer too. So I gotta say, and there's the old cheesy adage of you want to say that you lost to the champion. Right. So if Belgium just goes on a run and decides to win it all, which is far-fetched, but who knows? It'd be nice for the U.S. to say that they lost to the eventual champion of the World Cup. That would be
Tony. If you could just stand by for just a moment, I'm going to see if I can send something to you. Yeah, nice. I got it. Okay. How do you feel about me introducing maybe the greatest Belgium waffle scene in cinema history? Can I send it to you?
Go ahead.
Okay. Stand by. It's coming. You guys didn't think it could be done, but that's why we're here to turn you guys on to moments like this. Everybody stand by. Tony, just give me 1 sec on this.
Yeah.
I'm going to cue this up and I'm going to send it to you. And then we're going to see, again, the greatest waffle scene of all time.
Are you talking Golden Girls?
No.
Okay.
Why would you say that?
I just did a Google for Belgian scenes in movies or TV, and a Golden Girls line about selling Belgian waffles came up.
Okay, Tony, here it comes. I'm going to ask you to take this. Yeah, this is a hell of a scene. You want to see Belgian waffles, buddy? They're coming at you.
Nice.
If there's any way you can get this on the show, you're going to want to fast forward to like the 1 minute and 20-second mark, and you're going to see waffles like you've never seen before, and I'll explain the whole background. In fact, while you're queuing that up, let me talk about Dr. Matt Young, and let Tony do some work. I'll do some work, and we'll catch up on the other side. Okay. Dr. Matt Young, hope you had a great 4th of July weekend. He deserves some time off like everybody else. If you haven't made the switch yet and you're looking for a new dentist, I got him right here. This is your guy. You're not going to want to go anywhere else after you find the charms of Dr. Matt Young, 490 Post Street. He's coming to the table with over 25 years of experience. Dr. Matt Young, DDS. He's been my dentist for well over a decade. Been friends with him for over a decade. And again, he's bringing all that experience. And you want to talk about bedside manner? This guy's the most chill, relaxing presence I guarantee you'll ever find in a dental office. And he offers all of the comprehensive dental care that you could ever want, whether it's a regular cleaning, maybe you have a filling. If you do have a procedure that you need to undergo, say it's an implant surgery or a restoration surgery, he is the president of the American Academy of Implant Dentistry. He is arguably the best in the entire country at that. So talk to Dr. Matt Young before you make plans anywhere else. If you need an implant surgery or an implant restoration, Dr. Matt Young is the guy. His staff is extremely helpful. Give him a shout, 415-392-8611. Hardcore Giants fan, we're hoping to see him on August 14th, PMP night at Oracle Park. And tickets are still on sale. We need you guys to snap up some tickets because we want to have as many of you with us. So go to the PMP homepage and buy your tickets today for the Giants game, like Dr. Matt Young, because I'm hoping he's going to hang with us that day too. Anyway, give Dr. Matt Young a call. Get on the road to a better dental reality. 490 Post Street, San Francisco, 415-392-8611, or email Dr. Young. It's info@youngdentalsf.com, right off Union Square. Thank you so much, Dr. Young. Love you, buddy, and hope you had a great 4th of July.
Yeah, heck yeah. I just talked to Dr. Matt Young. He's in New York on a family vacation, and he's loving it, and he says he's going to check back in when he comes back out west. I just want to reiterate that he has over 1,670 5-star reviews on Google. So the proof's in the pudding. Those people have taken time out of their day to write a positive review about Dr. Young and the Young Dental SF group. So if you don't believe us, believe them. Believe that over the 1,670 5-star reviews on Google, Dr. Matt Young and his whole staff, they create an enjoyable dental experience.
Well said.
That's all that needs to be said. And get there. Those of you in the PMP Familia that have done it, enjoyed it. Paulie and I enjoy it. My kids and Megan enjoy it. So it's great stuff. 490 Post Street in San Francisco. 415-392-8611. Or they respond to email quickly too. info@youngdentalsf.com. Now, Paulie.
Yes.
You asked, and I think I shall deliver.
Let me set this up just so everybody knows what they're looking at here. I tell you what, I'm very fond of this film. I don't know how many of you have seen this. It's called Hot Summer Nights. It stars Timothée Chalamet. It's from a few years back. And basically the story is this. He's a young kid. He's living on the shores of New England, and he decides he wants to start selling marijuana. These two guys you're looking at right here are the very dangerous, very kind of violent drug dealers that are meeting Chalamet for the first time. So they're getting acquainted, and while they're breaking it down, the guy closest to us with the mustache, he's pouring on, I would say, Tony, close to a half gallon of syrup on the Belgian waffles. Behold, it's the greatest waffle scene in the history of waffles. I recommend the film. It's a good movie. It's a surprisingly good movie. P1 Chuck, me and you, buddy. I didn't know you were down for Hot Summer Nights, but there it is, Tony. I defy you to find a better Belgian waffle consumption scene than this one right here.
The fact that you had that at the tip of your fingers is amazing, and I gotta applaud the pointing with the knife. Is clutch. And then, because I do this myself, the whole cleaning of the knife by just putting the whole knife in your mouth move.
An extremely dangerous maneuver.
Right here. Just go.
And give me a slap one more time. Let me get the slap.
And then. which is a lefty slap when he thinks he's going right, which is really good. That was incredible.
It's a lefty slap. Great detail. Anyway, there you go. Hot Summer Nights. Check it out, folks. It's on Netflix right now, and it is a good movie, actually.
So I got to give the nod to Belgium just because of the waffles in their beer. Waffles and beer over Spain. Although if you want to go tapas and what's like a Spanish wine? Don't they get like a Spanish wine, or is that a Chilean wine? What's a good Spanish? Isn't like a good
talking about sangria?
Sangria, thank you.
Yeah, with the fruit floating around. Who's gonna deny a beautiful, refreshing glass of sangria, dude? Come on.
This is a great side topic for Spain versus Belgium. Not only are we talking about incredible soccer that's about to happen, but tapas and sangria or Belgian waffles and Belgian beer. That's a toss-up, man, in my book.
As we compare the cultures. I mean,
Noemi. Thank you, Noemi. She says the Tempranillo, and then you got Escobar saying the Rioja. Those are the two wines I was thinking of too. Paulie, Ted Ramey has entered the green room. Okay, the voice of the San Jose Earthquakes, our main guy. He also works for the Sharks too. I want to just give some love, and then we can get to Ted on the show.
Perfect.
Cool?
Perfect.
Right,
yes.
cool. And I don't think Ted has heard us play business time, so he's in the green room. We might as well give him a little
piece. Yeah, let him know how we do it.
Time.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
All right, come on.
Oh, yeah. It's business time.
And because we've been off for a few days,
It's business. It's business time. I know what you're trying to say. You're trying to say it's time for business. It's business time. Ooh.
Escobar Cheeks the third is a super. Escobar, hope you had a great 4th of July and holiday weekend. He says the U.S. team looked as if they forgot how to play.
Yeah.
I mean, there were definite moments where you're like, whoa, that doesn't look like the team that just got this one of the last 3 matches. Escobar Cheeks following up with a second super. And he says, hey, Paulie, just FYI, the U.S. have been the world's bad guys for a while.
Well,
yes.
Yeah, I'm just talking about specifically how, I mean, again, unless I'm missing the whole narrative here, it felt to me like the U.S. team had this really good kind of vibe. They were a good story, like up until this Belgium match. And then with the reversal of that call, I just felt, and I hear what you're saying, Dublé. I hear you, Escobar, but I'm talking specifically about how I feel like it changed the complexion of this game in particular,
But probably also Belgium's a better team on paper than the United States, and you don't want to give them any added incentive, any added like juice or any added reason to get pissed off at the United States.
I hear you. I do. I hear you.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. Carlos De La Fuente, our main man, Los D at Los DLF on social media. He says, we needed someone to unsuspend Draymond Game 5 2016.
That's a great call. And while we're doing that, could we have the president make a couple of phone calls to overturn the non-holding calls on Nick Bosa in both Super Bowls against the Chiefs, where he's basically getting tackled after the snap and no flag. By the way, let me just remind all of y'all, and of course, don't think that we're ever going to be talking about the Taylor Swift marriage at Madison Square Garden. Tony, let me just say this real quick. Are you aware of the fact that they built a goddamn castle? Let me tell you what, dude. Don't even, bro. The fact that they have desecrated one of my favorite buildings in the world is really unthinkable. But finally, put a bow on this. Tony's Kansas City Chiefs, okay? Tony's Chiefs.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow, hold on. If you're gonna say that, Paulie, then stand by.
Like, let us play the game.
There you go.
Oh, God, it's almost time. We're going to have to start hearing that Muppet again. Anyway, I was going to say, keep in mind, folks, you tell me something was not rigged here. Not one holding call in both Super Bowl games against the Kansas City Chiefs. Not one. That's 8 quarters of football without one holding call against Kansas City. Take that one with you, Tony. Go ahead.
Paulie, this is going to piss you off, but I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it.
Okay. Oh, dude, is that real? Is that like real?
I think so. I just Googled Taylor Swift wedding castle. So
where's the guy from Full Metal Jacket with his flamethrower? That's what I need right here. Not to burn up the people, but let's start by burning down that castle in the background. Just set fire to that thing immediately, dude.
Oh boy, you know what I didn't like seeing? I saw Rich Eisen, who I really like.
I like Eisen too. Eisen's cool.
But I guess he got invited to the wedding, and he was, posting some stuff about the wedding. I was like, oh crap, dude. Anyways, we don't have to spend much time on this because.
By the way, I forgot to mention, everybody, when we go to P&P night at Oracle Park on August 14th, Tony and I are in the talking to different designers right now about having our own castle built at Longbridge Pizza. So we'll enjoy the P&P castle that night too. Dude, the exaggerated egos of a Swift and a Kelsey not getting married in Madison Square Garden enough. You got to go build me a castle, Tony.
I'll tell you right now, if we build a castle, it's going to have pyrotechnics. It's going to have like a Kiss wing. It's going to have like an Ozzy Osbourne wing.
Yeah.
It's going to have like an 80s glam pop wing. Like it's going to be one of the greatest castles ever erected. Paulie, a couple more supers and we're going to get to the Ramey. Escobar Cheeks the third, his final super. Did the 3-pack from Escobar today. Thank you, brother. He says colossal gag. Remember I said Egypt was a colossal gag. I said it was a great comeback by Argentina, but also colossal gag in its own right. And he says they had a goal taken away. BS. And I mentioned that, Escobar Cheeks. I don't know if you heard, but I was saying the first second goal by Egypt was taken off the scoreboard because they called a penalty, which did not look like a penalty to me. So it could have been 3-0 Egypt. And then Argentina, makes it back to 3-3. But it turns out that Argentina scores 3 goals in the last 20 minutes of the match and wins the freaking match to eliminate Egypt. So colossal gag, incredible comeback. They can both happen, right? So
thank you, Cheeks. And finally, I want to say, Tony, before the last super, and then we go to Rames, the only castle that I need personally, Jimi Hendrix, Castles Made of Sand. That one I'll take Castles Made of Sand. And then also, I want people to say a prayer for Rags real quick. I see Rags out there. He's talking Robert Redford, The Last Castle. Just keep in mind, Rags, my buddy Rags, has not had power in his home since the weekend, and he will not have power restored until Thursday. Tony, they're going a hard week in North Jersey with no power. It can't be easy, you know?
That can't be easy at all. And Paulie, if we're going to talk castles, we have to give one more shout out to maybe the greatest castle ever erected, Morris Day in the Times Ice Cream Castle. Okay,
wow.
Morris Day in the Time Ice Cream Castle. Okay, we're not going to mess around with Swift's Castle. We're going Morris Day in the Time. You want to do the Bird? You want to do Jungle Love? Go to Morris Day in the Time. Okay. Paulie, we have one more super.
Okay.
Ian Weiland checking in. No relation to Scott Weiland. We already asked him. He says Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, I give them 6 months. He says 6 months. So
yeah, I don't think Taylor Swift is going to have a hard time once he retires, because once Travis Kelce retires, which likely will be at the end of this year or maybe next year at the absolute most, he's going to be hanging around the house all day, like funneling beers and getting fat, and then we'll see how into him Taylor Swift is. So
now, reminder, okay, Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce sitting courtside in Cleveland when it was Knicks Cavs in the playoffs, and Taylor Swift wearing like gray and black, nothing Knicks related at all. All of a sudden, the Knicks make the finals. Oh, I'm courtside with my buddies, and I'm wearing all this Knicks gear. Oh, so interesting.
Stevie Nicks, Tony, get it? Yeah. Stevie Nicks. Yeah, that's very clever. Yeah.
Really. And
again, where's my flamethrower? That's my only question. Yeah. Where is my freaking flamethrower?
You know what? Let's raise the bar here. Let's raise the bar of the show.
Let's go.
And bring on our man, Ted Ramey, one of the greatest broadcasters in sports. We're lucky enough to call a friend and a colleague, and also a great bald man, I got to say. Ted Ramey, our guy. There he is. Oh, let me get rid of the logo for you, Ted. Sorry, buddy.
Stand by, Ted. Let's get facial recognition in T-5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tony will get rid of that. Hold on. We're going to do it. Tony, you can do it. I know you can do it.
That's all frozen. This is weird.
You want to stack us up on the side? Oh.
No, I don't want to do that.
Oh, boy.
What about John Stack, the host of Unsolved Mysteries? Or is that Rob Stack? Which is it?
That'll work too, Rames. Are we going like this today?
We got to go like this for now. Yeah, I might have to leave for a second and go back because I have to refresh my screen because it's frozen on one side where I can switch the background. So.
All right. Well, Rames, welcome back to the show, brother. Great to see you. Hopefully you had a nice 4th of July weekend. You have a good weekend, buddy?
Yeah, man, it was great. Everything's been great lately except for the U.S. last night, but I got to jump in on some Taylor Swift talk. I don't know if you guys know this because I am a huge singer-songwriter fan, so I love Taylor Swift, the musician.
Okay.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift, the musician, I am all about. I don't think I could hang out with her because there's a lot of type A energy there, and I'd be like, can you bring it down a notch? Like we need to bring it down. MSG, I understand because of security, building a castle. Here's what they should have done. While I go two ways with this, castle, U2 Slane Castle. That's where they should have. That would have been a great site for a wedding if I could choose. The Go Home concert, one of the best recordings in all of music history, right after Bono's dad had passed away.
Yeah.
Incredible emotion. Bono, the segue from All I Want Is You to Where the Streets Have No Name. There's a great breakdown of that from a vocal coach on YouTube where she talks about how great a singer Bono is. And she's like, everyone's telling me to watch this. And she's like, oh, okay, yeah, I see why. This is supernatural. It's everything that us U2 fans know. But also, Madison Square Garden, the security, I get it, like paparazzi crazy, whatever. They should have used U2's The Claw from the 360 tour. Then they would have got the overhead coverage where, yes, you would have had helicopters going overhead, but you wouldn't have been able to see everything, which is what they're trying to cover up. So again, with me in my life, everything comes back to U2. And I know I'm talking to guys who can understand that. So This is where my mind was percolating and going with things while I was waiting there in the room. And also a good Rioja Spanish wine. I'm down with that as well.
Yeah. Nice, dude. Nice. Ray, quick question too. That's it. You just put a great thought in my head. So I'm totally familiar with the U2 show at Slane Castle. I know exactly what you're talking about. However, the cover of the U2's Unforgettable Fire record, that castle, that's not Slane, is it?
I don't believe so. I think that was, God, I don't even know off the top of my head, but no, I don't think that's Slane Castle. I know
that's another castle
because they recorded
right
some of the Unforgettable Fire at Slane Castle, but no, I don't think that's it. Yeah.
And by the way, you see, dude, big weekend. Last thing on U2 real quick, but big news over the weekend. Looks like we are new album is imminent. I'm assuming, Ted.
Yeah, new album I think in the fall, and then the single comes out tonight, Our Time at 9. So yeah, we're getting lucky. It's about to be the good. I'm waiting for some good U2 music. Their last couple albums was not my favorite stuff in the world. I think everything since No Line on the Horizon has been. It's fine. It's whatever. And the little what is it called? The EPs they put out two around springtime. The second one I thought was pretty good. The first one I was like, it's kind of gotten into that overly wordy nature of Bono. He's been very wordy with his lyrics, which I think has detracted from his natural knack for melody. Like there's nothing specifically profound about I Want to Run, I Want to Hide, except with the backing of that song Where the Streets Have No Name, you know exactly what he's getting at. And U2 getting to the emotional core as opposed to being overly flowery and descriptive with lyrics. Like that's what we're all there for, right? I mean, we want the emotion. We don't need it spelt out for us.
Right.
This is why we love Ted Ramey, because we haven't even talked a second of soccer yet. And
that might be intentional because I might be upset, but no, I'm here to talk about it. I thought I would delay the inevitable.
Thank you, Ramey, I love talking music with you. I love talking music with you too, brother. So that's why I'm so thank you for bringing it. I forgot how much of a U2 fan you are. So thank you for bringing that to the table, dude. And the picture I just showed was the Slane Castle in 2001. Incredible crowd back then.
Yeah.
And Ramey, how many times have you've seen U2 live? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen them more than anybody else. Now I've been to a lot of concerts. This isn't some incredible number because I've never followed them on tour, but I've seen them 10 times. I think was my count. Every tour, I think, except for the Joshua Tree Revival tour, because it coincided with earthquakes and other broadcast dates. But every tour since Pop Mart, I was 14 years old, saw them at the Oakland Coliseum. Saw Oasis open for them in 1997, which I would say, other than getting to know my wife and having kids, probably the most impactful moment of my life. Wow. And then recently took my kids to see them at the Sphere a couple of years ago. And we took them out of school. Like, I don't take my kids out of school for anything, but I'm like, listen, I don't know how long U2 is going to go. They're at Sphere with Paulie heard this story when we did a U2 podcast with Hum Daddies. But we were walking around, Tony, like before the concert, checking out the Sphere. It's awesome. And this dude who's probably in his like late 50s, early 60s, like walks up to us out of nowhere, stops us and goes, excuse me, and looks at my two kids and goes, do you know how cool your parents are for bringing you here to this? You're the only kids here. We're like, see.
Yeah, I love it, dude. Well done, Ted. Well done, man. Nicely done.
Well, so, we got to talk soccer now. Is this time? What you guys want to hear?
It's time. Yeah. We have to. Now, Ted, again, all disclosure up front here. I am not the most versed World Cup soccer fan of all time, but I'm kind of getting my legs under me. I've really enjoyed this tournament very much. And my first question is, I asked Tony this a few minutes ago. considering how far the U.S. got to that final round of 16, would you qualify this World Cup run for the U.S. as a success?
Yes and no, because for the people who I have talked to up to this point who are not deep in the weeds like I am, or, for me, I'm like, get these trees out of the way. I can't see the damn forest. For people who are not in it as deeply as I am, they're kind of like, yeah, I thought this was a good run for the U.S. And then you juxtapose with that with people like me who are deep in it because it's so deeply intertwined with my work with MLS, because U.S. success is often equated with MLS success, and the 94 World Cup being here is what led to the creation of Major League Soccer. But from our point of view, it was like if they don't make it to the quarterfinals, it's not going to be considered a success. So you put those two ideas next to each other. Beyond the U.S. team specifically, this tournament, this run has been a success for soccer in the United States. I think that's the grand takeaway, because people are realizing how incredible it is, how compelling it is, how exciting it is, and just everything that these games can bring you. The drama, just the incredible acrobatic displays of athleticism, just to see what supreme athletes these guys are, the national pride. Like, I've been talking about the fact that, like, United States media and politics have not given Americans a lot to feel prideful about lately. It's not how we are. This tournament, this cultural exchange, is the term I've used over and over, has shown everyone, like, yeah, America, we're not perfect. We're a work in progress. But if you come here, you'll find out that we're all pretty damn cool.
Well, okay, perfect opportunity. Tony, let me get one more in and then I give it over to you. But considering what you just said, and I agree with everything you just said, the fact that our president got involved, had that red card over to, no, honestly, like, I think that again, from my view, it seemed like it just affected just the kind of the perception of this team. Do you think that's an accurate
I think it was a big buzzkill, much like Donald Trump showing up at the Knicks, like you guys were talking about. He showed up at that game and they lost. And then Donald Trump sticks his finger in this and the U.S. lost. And I'm not saying it's like a one-to-one, like, one didn't lead to the other, but Paulie, I am a believer of particles.
And
I think it was kind of like a vibe, like, why are, and I know that FIFA's like, no, it had nothing to do with Donald Trump. And I'm like, I don't believe that. Like, I know that I buy that argument. And so, the great thing about this is that it was apolitical. Like, that was, it was totally taken out of it. And then suddenly politics sticks its big stinky finger in the middle of it. I'm a politics head. Like, I'm sports and politics and music. Those are my three things that I'm usually paying attention to. And so, like, to get this change, to get that dynamically suddenly inserted into all of it, I was not a fan. And I was texting my friends. I was like, if I was Poach, I wouldn't start Balogun to be like, no, I'm not going to play these games. He was suspended. And my friend's like, you're insane. I'm like, I am, clearly, but I just, like, don't mess with karma. And again, like, this one didn't cause the other, but I do feel like there was a huge buzzkill that went on.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. Go ahead, T. Yeah.
To that point, Ted, and I sent this to Dom and Paulie. As soon as I got word that Trump got involved, I just had a bad feeling about the game. I had a bad feeling about the game. I'm not, again, there's nothing to say about the X's and O's on the actual pitch, but I just had a bad feeling about the game. But let's go back to the red card itself. Do you think that it should have been a red card in the first place?
Question. That's a good question.
No. Like, direct comparisons this World Cup of Messi having essentially the same play with a player from Algeria. And like, if you looked at what happened in real time, the players collided and the back of his leg and ankle got stepped on. Should have been a yellow card. No doubt about that in my mind. However, this is why I have such a problem with the way the replay is done in modern sports when they slow it down frame by frame, slow-mo. That's not how the game is played nor officiated. I think it undermines the officials who, for all sports, I think do an incredible job. Like, even like right now with MLB and their challenge rules on pitches, like it's like razor thin. It's like 100th of an inch. So like, it was a ball or it was a strike. Like, so they're pretty close. Like, we have to look at it, at a computer molecular level. They're clearly on top of it. And again, I just think that, when you slowed it down, it looked worse than it was. But when you saw it in real time, it wasn't yellowed in real time. And that's the thing, is like, you're not supposed to, per the rules of VAR, you're not supposed to do what they did. And I believe it was Taylor Twellman, former American great goal scorer, and now works for Apple TV and is also on ESPN sometimes. He said, like, he tweeted out the rules of how VAR is supposed to be implemented, and that was technically incorrect. And I know there are differences between FIFA VAR and MLS VAR, which is what I'm more usually using, but it was just like, yeah, this is not how this is supposed to be applied. So yeah, to me, it's not a red. And I know that if it had happened against us, we would all be screaming, that's a red card. But I think it should have to be pretty egregious and look like it was a bad play to be a red card as opposed to a natural reaction to the game itself.
Yeah, to your point, Ted, if it wasn't a yellow card in real time, if the referee did not give the yellow card in real time, we were talking about this earlier on in the show today, then it should not make the leap from nothing to a red card.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Agreed?
Yeah, agree 100%, man. Like, it's just, that's, to me, you're getting beyond the letter of the law. Like, the way the offside rule is being presented right now is like, they're showing that line, that frame, and it'll show guys like me, like barely poking through. And I'm like, yeah, but that means he timed it right. Like, that means like, if you have to bring in a freeze frame of a moment in time, that means that, like, he did it right. Like, that's letter of the law. Yes. However, like, practical application, that means they timed it right. Like, you should have to be significantly offside, like a body length or like a significant amount of your legs sticking out of the other side, the way it's currently being enforced with replay. And again, this is all sports. You remember the championship game against the Giants, the 49ers, back in early 2012 for the 2011 season, when they did the frame by frame of whether or not it went off of Kyle Williams' leg. And you had to show, and it was like, what does this have to do with the game we're watching right now? Like, if they couldn't tell in real time, if you have to slow it down and go frame by frame, clearly if the officials got it right in real time, if this is the only way we can figure it out. So yeah, I mean, it's very frustrating. I also think it kills the momentum of the game, replay in all sports right now. Again, if I was king of sports, God forbid, no slow-mo, no frame by frame. You get 60 seconds to make your decision. If you can't figure it out in 60 seconds, call on the field.
I like that. That'd be a great kind of compromise with that rule. Ted Ramey, our guest, by the way, if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Music, Ted, of course, play-by-play voice of the Earthquakes, all that pre and post stuff on NBC Sports Bay Area with the Sharks. And Ted, I want to ask you about the U.S. goalie last night. Obviously, 4 goals getting in. That's no good on any level. But again, to my eye, when I looked at a couple of those goals, it felt like our defenders were just kind of standing around, like not really being active, like almost statuesque. So do you place more responsibility? Well, not, I guess blame is the word ultimately. More blame on those goals to our goaltender or to the defense in front of him?
The first two, you can make the argument that, I mean, maybe the goalie should have been set up a little bit better, but I think it's bad setup on the defenders, and they got beat kind of backdoor, and they were not marking as actively as they should have been, and they just kind of got flipped all around. And it was one of the concerns heading into the World Cup, which really hadn't reared its head, because the U.S. gave up 1 goal against Paraguay. They gave up no goals against Australia. They gave up some goals against Turkey, but that was a totally rotated squad, and it was just because they had already qualified, so you can't look at it the same way. No goals against Bosnia-Herzegovina. It was like, okay, they have figured out their defense, but that was a big concern going in. And then it reared its head at the biggest possible moment. Now, the third goal where the goalie got caught out and then didn't clear it, and then it got, struck for a goal, that was disastrous. Yeah. And it was like, what is going on here? That's what everybody was like, I can't believe that's on the goalie specifically. But, I work with a goalie too, and Joe Cannon, Earthquakes Hall of Famer. So I've heard a lot of the goalie explanations going along. That disastrous one, that's on him, but the rest, I put more of the blame on the back line. And yeah, he's the last line of defense. You would hope that he can pull one out of his, bag of tricks, but unfortunately he was not able to do so.
Yeah, it's also on the back line too. I also feel like goalie, man, you are hero or goat. There's no in between, man.
Not really. Yeah.
Like, we were joking around, Ted, about like watching my own kids who are 12 and 11 play soccer. Whenever they play goalie, I'm like, I can't watch. I can't watch this because it's just it's horrible to be the parent of a goalie. But I want to go bigger picture for a second, Ted, if you don't mind, because again, voice of the San Jose Earthquakes, Ted Ramey. You being very knee deep in the soccer world, the American soccer world. Why is it just as simple that the talent level or the skill level doesn't compete with the European countries because of MLB, NBA, NFL? No. Or is it something different than that?
I think it's different. I was actually just tweeting about this because somebody said, "Oh, all our best athletes go to these sports." And I'm like, well, you left out hockey, but
yeah, hockey too. Yeah, exactly.
not you, but I mean the person who was tweeting about it. But I think it's much more of the sense that in our country, athletes choose what they want to choose. I'm very good friends with a former MLS player, Marvell Wynn. His dad was MLB veteran, still is. Marvell Wynn. He is Marvell Wynn, the second to his dad's Marvell Wynn, who played for a decade in Major League Baseball, played for the Padres, played for the Cardinals. And Marv, by the time he was at the end of his high school, in addition to being already in the United States youth national system as an up-and-coming player, was a near world-class sprinter. Now, Marv, in my opinion, could have been whatever athlete he wanted to. Probably could have gone professional in anything. Loved soccer the most. Just like Alex Freeman, his dad is Antonio Freeman. And his dad wanted him to play football, but he loved soccer and he wanted to play soccer. And I think that's the case. And I think that people, when they say, "Oh, these aren't our best athletes," I'm like, I don't think that's a very accurate take in the slightest. The other part of this is that for baseball, basketball, and football, the talent identification is really subsequent of size, which doesn't occur till later. If you're a top soccer player, that identification is already coming earlier in your life. They've already said, "You're a super athlete, you're super skilled, you're super coordinated. We are developing you." And this isn't to take anything away from football players, but we hear guys like, "Oh, they didn't start playing tight end until they went to junior college and they had a basketball background."
Yeah.
It's like you can't do that in soccer. You can't develop that late in life. And I'm sure there's some anecdotal story that would exist that I'm unaware of, but you can't make that change later in life. Like, this is something that by the time you are 12, 13, 14, 15, it's pretty much identified if you're on that pathway. Whereas in football, until you stop growing, in basketball, until you stop growing, it's really hard to identify what you're going to become. But I think there are a couple of things that go on beyond that, where culturally, if you're in Europe, if you're in a couple countries in South America, kids in the United States, you see them walking around dribbling a basketball. In these other countries, they put a soccer ball in their crib. And that's where the cultural relevance is all centered around. Whereas in the United States, you have football, basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, golf, tennis, volleyball, track and field. I mean, we have, because of Title IX, so many different athletic opportunities, and there's more choice to where people are like, "Oh, I'm going to go play the sport that I am really, really interested in." And it's like, you could go and find any number of great track and field talents who didn't like getting hit in football. And they said, "No, I'm just going to do track." And I'm like, yeah, they probably would have been pretty good on a football field as well. They just didn't really want to get hit all day long and get, smashed to smithereens. But like, I think whenever you make that argument, it's taking it away of the choice of the athlete, to which I think people choose the sports they want to. And then again, the cultural relevance, it's not the same here in the United States, to where, you don't see it. Kids walking around dribbling a soccer ball. They're not.
Right.
Whereas if you go to Argentina and if you go to, England or France, I'm sure that is much more the norm.
Yeah. You mentioned Argentina and England. I was telling Tony Rames that for my money, I saw the England-Mexico match a couple of nights ago. That was incredible. And like, to me, that was the best match I saw so far at the World Cup. And that's when the light switch kind of went off. I'm like, damn, no wonder people are into, because that had so much drama. Mexican, team on their own field in front of their own fans. England got that win. But Tony and I were talking about, now that the U.S. is out, we have to have side piece teams. So who's the Ted Ramey side piece team going forward?
I'd probably go with England because my brother's wife is English and she's a huge Manchester United fan.
Okay.
And he was joking with me. He's like, I'm pretty sure in that game, he's like, Helen stopped breathing around the 60th minute. So she's back now. She's come back to earth. He's like, I was a little concerned. But I would probably go with England, although I don't think it's coming home, as is their phrase, their chant. This is going to sound kind of lame, but like at this point, I'm like, also entertain me. Like, I just watched the end of Egypt, Argentina, because I was recording interviews during most of the first half of that game.
That was crazy too. Yeah.
Incredible. And like, there have been so many things where I'm just like, I want people to watch this and walk away with like, this sport is so dramatic and so incredible and so much fun. Because I think when you used to hear the soccer's boring comment, like, there was a more defensive mindset that existed from the late 80s into the early 2000s, when I think people were getting exposed, like, this isn't my thing. And right now, like all sports, offense has been the takeaway of like, this is the game. We're going to attack. The game is more open. There's more back and forth. There's more incredible athletes playing. Like Erling Haaland the Viking out there is 6'5", flipping through the air, doing things we've never thought of. That's the fun. Like, people are watching all these incredible moments. That's what I want people to take away. And I'm kind of like, you know what? It'd be great if England won, but like, I just want to be entertained. Like, just show me these incredible moments. Cause I don't know if you guys are like this, watching Messi getting a goal and assist today to bring Argentina back into that game. But like, when I watch him, it's like I'm watching Steph Curry, like I watch Steve Young and Joe Montana, like I watch Barry Bonds, like I watch all these great athletes we've been so spoiled with in the Bay Area. Is like, there's never going to be another Steph Curry, just like there's never going to be another Michael Jordan or another Magic Johnson. So when these players are having their incredible moments, you want to soak it in. There will be greatness later, but it's never going to be that specific type of greatness. And I was texting my good friend Kyle Bonagura of ESPN, because we have been doing an interview about the United States men's national team. And, he just said, before it was still 2-0. He said, Messi is inevitable, right? And I said, I literally just said that to my kids. I said, it's the 78th minute. Messi's on the field. This game is not over. Wow. And then Messi gets an assist on the 2-1. Game time makes it 2-2. And then it's suddenly Argentina up. They went for the 79th minute to the 3rd minute of stoppage time, goes from 2-0 to up 3-2.
Crazy.
That's only possible because Messi is on the field. And like that type of greatness to take it in.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be shocked. Just like we're not quote unquote shocked when Steph drops 12 threes, but at the same time, every time you're like, I know it's possible. When I see it, I'm watching the artist do that, which is solely unique to them. And you're only going to get to see it happen in real time during their career. And you're like, God, this is so good.
Yeah.
It's incredible entertainment.
Yeah, it's like a buddy of mine has a great phrase, what a time to be alive, to be witnessing this, right? To be witnessing Steph Curry and to be also be witnessing Messi as well. Ramey, my last one for you, and we'll let you go, man, soon. Thank you for spending the time with us, man.
Yeah,
really
we appreciate it, Rames. Thanks, buddy.
Guys.
But there's been some incredible moments in the tournament so far. And for me, I just wanted to, and anything, will suffice, but if there's anything that sticks out to you, but for me, it's the equalizer Cape Verde goal on, what was that, on Sunday or Saturday? I think it was Saturday.
Yeah, the streamer from the left side of the box.
Yeah.
That for me was the goal of the tournament, in my humble opinion. I also love Tillman's free kick goal against Bosnia, but that was a free kick versus, in play goal for Cape Verde. I'm just wondering for you, if there is anything that just really sticks out to you as like one of the top moments of the tournament so far.
I mean, I think Tillman's goal was so incredible. And I agree, it didn't have the same drama as Cape Verde because they're going against a world power and they are the Cinderella story of this tournament, or they were the Cinderella story. But I also have to say, for that game against Bosnia-Herzegovina at Levi's Stadium, I was the MC of the watch party at San Pedro Square Market.
Nice.
So you had thousands of people out there. And after we won, I was just watching it all in as you have, thousands of people dancing together, waving American flags. A Spanish-speaking hit song is blasting over the speakers, and they're all waving American flags. I'm like, yeah, this is the United States right here. People of every color, every creed, every background, all coming together in a display of patriotism. Like, this is what it's all about. So, like, I hate to be lame and take it off the field, but just watching that, it was like, this is what the United States is supposed to be. It's not the politicians and the media and the news stories. It's like this right here. So to see that, like, that was very special to me. But yeah, I mean, the goal you cited for Cape Verde, or Tillman's free kick goal, I mean, those are probably the moments that I'm going to walk away remembering the most, up until we see what's happened next, because it's been incredible up to this moment, but now we're getting into the quarterfinals, and it's only going to ratchet up in its intensity, in its drama, in its incredible displays of athleticism. Everyone should be excited. I think that's the other thing I'm telling everyone. It's like, it's been great, and I think it's still going to get better.
Yeah. One last one. I know that I said that was my last one, Paulie. I got one last one for Ted. I'm really excited for the Norway-England match, because I think it's just going to be a very good match. And this dude, Holland, is just...
He's become like the face of the whole World Cup all of a sudden, dude. Like, and he's like, I don't know what that guy is. I think he's human and something else. There's something else.
Paulie, I was telling people he's like the soccer version of Ivan Drago, dude.
Yeah,
like,
not a bad call. Not bad. Yeah.
Like, I could imagine him in the gym with all the electrodes plugged up to him and like working out.
Totally on the treadmill. I will kill. Did you guys see the image of him or the footage of him eating, and then he sees his own reflection and he gets startled?
Yeah,
he scared himself. I saw him. Yeah. How can you not like this guy?
I just want to know, Ted, your thoughts, and also the Norwegian fans with the row. Come on. More of that, please. And tip of the cap to the Scotland fans too, who were just amazing at the beginning of the tournament. But do you think if Norway were to get past England, which is a big, big if, because Harry Kane and that England team is very, very good. If they were to get past England, do you think they have a shot to go the distance?
Sure, because Erling Haaland is probably the most incredible goal scorer that we've seen in the history of the game. The way he's racking up the goals, the way that he does them. Like, you guys have seen Zlatan Ibrahimovic on the Fox commentary, the pre and post game coverage with Thierry Henry and Alexi Lawless and Rebecca Lowe. Like, Zlatan was known as being the 6'4", 6'5" Swedish player, not from Norway, but he would have those incredible acrobatics, the really interesting dynamic personality. And Haaland is just kind of taking it to, I won't say another level yet, because Zlatan is Zlatan and there's no denying his greatness, but he's doing the things where he's, bending backwards in air and like bending his leg the wrong way to snap it in with the back of his heel. And you're like, I don't understand the physics of what just happened, but because he is so dynamic. And dude, if you guys want a trip, just go Google his highlights and like Google Erling Haaland speed, and you'll see him just like 10 yards behind a play, just sprint downfield and catch up with everyone. You're like, what is like, that's not all human, right? It's kind of like, he's one of those Nordic aliens they talk about, because they're supposed to be a little bit taller, a little bit all blonde and stuff. Like, I'm like, is this a little, a genetic mixing? Is this the product that the Illuminati has been fixing all this time? The one great soccer player who could turn it on and win the World Cup. It might be. But dude, watching him, he's so fun. And yeah, I would say if you get past England, anything's possible. I feel that way about any of these teams right now. Like, anything is possible. Like, why wouldn't it be something like that? Something completely out of left field, because everyone's, this tournament's going to be watered down. They've expanded the field. They've been like 2 games where you're like, it's completely outclassed. Otherwise, the parity on display has been incredible. Like, if anything, it just shows us the level of competition has never been greater across the globe.
I'm so glad we had Rames on today, man. I mean, first of all, it's always a pleasure to talk to Rames. And by the way, we're going to have to do this again once the new U2 album comes out, because I'm going to have to kick that back and forth with you. And I'm going to make a call right now, Rames. I have a gut feeling, because they do this sometimes in their career. Like you said, last couple of records, a little bit off the mark. Dude, I saw him down in San Jose on that last tour, and it didn't have the usual magic of a U2 gig. But I think this tour right here, they're going to come back guns blazing. I can just feel it in my gut. I think it's like, it's time we remind everybody that we are kind of the masters of doing this like arena show. So I'm expecting something big, Rames, from you two. And I just want to say thanks again for coming on. Your soccer takes are great. Your World Cup stuff is informative. And we'll definitely do it again, Teddy. We appreciate the time, brother.
Yeah, anytime you guys want it, I'm always happy to come on. And you two are the best. I love checking you out all the time, and keep up the great work. Literally anytime. You guys can text me at 2 a.m. I'm like, yeah, all right.
Thank you, Rames. Be well. Ted Ramey, everybody. Give him some love on the way out. Thank you, Ted. Ted is obviously, for obvious reasons, one of our favorite dudes, man. We go back. It's funny. We go back a long way with Ted. And he's, what's great about Ted? He's had a lot of success in his career, has not changed his personality in the slightest. And I love guys like that.
Heck yeah, dude. I've always been a huge Ramey fan, and just watching his career on that upward path, right? If you listen to Quake's soccer, he's very good at play-by-play, and his goal call is fantastic. And he and Joe Cannon in the booth together are a great pairing. They really are.
One of the greatest broadcast names of all time. Hi, I'm in the booth here with Joe Cannon. Tony, Joe Cannon. Or with respect, would make a hell of an adult film industry name. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Bring in Joe Cannon. We got to shoot a scene. Bring him in. Yeah, you know what I mean? Tell Joe Cannon to take the robe off. We're gonna roll tape here. Yeah.
If there was a Boogie Nights too, maybe Dirk Diggler passes the torch to Joe Cannon. Paul.
I got to think that on the set of any given adult film shooting, all of those guys must be robed up, right? Like at all times, you got to be robed up on the adult films. In my mind, that's how it goes.
Wavy Davy on the chat says, "I'll be the fluffer."
Wow, that's a hell of an assignment. I don't want to get into it, but yes, fair. Noted, Wavy Davy. Tony, we could talk fluffers, but probably not a good idea. You know what I mean? Yeah. I know. It's well, I mean, there's some good stuff there, but we should probably not go down that road right now. Yeah.
Well, we could. I mean, we could. You're probably right.
I'll tell you, why don't you think it over while I talk about Tom Stack and Coldwell Banker Realty for a second? Because Tom Stack, another one of our great guys, great friends, great partners here on the show. He is a friend of mine for a very, very long time. He also goes way back with Creative Tony's uncle, Paul. They were like classmates together at SI, or separated by like a year or something. So he goes way back with Tony's whole family. I've known Tom for a long time, too, through the Grateful Dead, because Tom worked for the Grateful Dead for a very long time doing merchandising. I like to remind people, if you ever saw the Club Dead line of merchandising, that was Tom Stack. He invented all that stuff. But now, for the past 20 years, he has been a broker with Coldwell Banker Realty. And when it is time for you guys to start looking around for a home, that means it's time to talk to Tom Stack. People person, easy guy to work for, or work with rather. And he's a guy that loves people. He's a guy that loves his community, and he's really determined to find the right home for you, your family, your budget, and whatever your needs might be. He's going to treat you like a rock star. That is kind of his slogan as he does business. And again, when you're buying a home, you do need the proper guidance. You do need the proper assistance. You need somebody who's connected to that community, like Tom, who has all the best listings that are going to suit your budget. And I can kind of emphasize this one point. Working with Tom Stack is a pleasure, because he's not like one of these strong arm guys. He's not going to be like, hey, you really should jump on this. This is a great deal. Buy this house. He is not going to be pushy at all. He's going to let you make the big decisions, but he will lead you to a variety of properties, and then let the ultimate decision, the final decision, be in your hands. And if you're ready to take that step, if you're watching the show and you're like, yeah, man, I got to get out of the place I'm living in, or I need to buy, or I need to sell. Maybe you need to unload a house. 925-878-9964. That's Tom Stack, our good buddy and partner here on the show. 925-878-9964. Email Tom at your leisure if you prefer. It's tom.stack@cbnorcal.com. And then, Tony, do the little geography lesson with Tom, and then we can move on. But thank you, Tom. We love you, brother. Hope you had a good 4th of July weekend, too.
Yeah, a little peek behind the curtain. My apologies, Tom, but normally your logo would be up there on the screen. But my screen, as far as the side of it goes, is frozen, trying to manipulate and get to different backdrops. Anyways, yes, Tom Stack handles the East Bay, the greater East Bay, but he specializes in the La Miranda corridor, Lafayette, Moraga, Orinda, but he also does Walnut Creek, Concord, Martinez, Pleasant Hill, Oakland, all the surrounding areas. Tom Stack is incredibly knowledgeable. And finally, Paulie, it's a testimonial Tuesday. Not only is it a Roby Tuesday, but it's a testimonial Tuesday. I just want to read this quick testimonial from Tom, or about Tom. It says, the testimonial is titled, "He Gets It." That's all it's titled.
Nice.
He gets it. And it says, this is from Nicole in Orinda. She says, "I don't understand home selling, but Tom sure does. He looked over the home I was trying to sell, came up with a plan, and executed. He was quick to make adjustments when needed, and timing is apparently everything. He worked with my sticky legal situation, which was extra work for him and his vendors, but handled everything with no problem. The home was sold in 2 weeks after listing for a price higher than I thought possible. So grateful." Nicole and Orinda. So that just goes to show you Tom going out of his way to do things to help you in the process. So we love Tom. And again, if you know somebody looking to buy or sell, or if you're looking to buy or sell yourself, please give Tom a call, because he's a dear friend of ours. He's a partner of ours. He's a dear friend of my Uncle Paul's for decades. He's a dear friend of mine for decades. And we're so happy to partner with Tom. So again, it's Tom Stack, Coldwell Banker Realty, 925-878-9964. That's 925-878-9964. Or email Tom directly, tom.stack@cbnorcal.com, Paulie.
Thank you, Tony, and thank you, Tom Stack. Okay, final moments of the show today. Tony, I was going to ask you, with your permission, with your blessing, this is unscripted, but I would like to take a quick trip.
You want to talk Giants baseball?
What's that?
You want to talk Giants baseball? Is that
I'd rather not. I'd rather not. I know Ramos had a couple of bombs last night. You know what I mean? I got to.
I mean, come on. Just because.
Bombs away.
I'm always good with that. Okay, come on.
And for the second one.
Bombs away.
I mean, they beat Gosman last night, so it's like it was weird to see Gosman back at the at Oracle Park in a Blue Jays uni. They're back on the field today, on the diamond today, 6:45. McDonald's on the mound. Giants Blue Jays. If you're interested,
can I confess something, Tony? Can I make a little confession to you here? Okay, so traveling over the weekend, I was all over the place. And when I got back to town, I think I texted Tony and Dom this last night. I'm like, guys, I'm just sitting here because I did watch the Giants last night. And I was like, God, you know what? This is the first game I've seen in days. And I got to tell you, Tony, it was like I lost weight. Like I felt lighter without Giants baseball, like just kind of anchored around. It's like an anchor of depression. Tony, yes, go ahead.
I was in Tahoe all weekend. Yeah. And my confession is I didn't see a pitch.
That's what I'm saying.
I needed to get was a text. I think was it Friday or Thursday? Thursday they lost to the Rockies 15-3. I think it was. All I did was see that text, and I'm like, you know what? I didn't even want to see that text.
Right.
Like losing to the Rockies 15-3. It's just it's so embarrassing. So, anyways, I didn't see much Giants baseball over the weekend, and like you, Paulie, I was footloose and fancy free.
No, it wasn't that nice without the concerns, without the Tony, if I may use the word I'll probably never use again on the show, the albatross that is Giants baseball. They're a freaking albatross. Yeah. Carlos De La Fuente, though, stepping up to the plate right now with an important message, actually. And I'm glad thank you, Carlos, for the reminder. We should pay our respects to Al Holland, who passed away over the weekend. Had you not heard that, Tony?
I didn't know he passed away. So no, man.
Yeah,
dude.
Giant pitcher in the late 70s, early 80s. If you're old enough like we are to remember that, he was a good Giant, man. So Al Holland, rest in peace, and thank you for that. Thank you for that reminder. As we, you know what, Tony? I was going to say too. Rest in peace, Al Holland. There he is, right there. Thank you, T.
Wow. So 162 games in a Giants uniform compiled a 2.56 ERA. I didn't know that. That's bad.
You know what he'd be worth today? With a 2.5 ERA? I mean, he got to be worth like tens of millions of dollars. Shout out to the Fu Manchu mustache, too, on Al Holland. I mean, second to none. Look at that bad boy.
And that is like artfully crafted, by the way. You know, before all of the different razors that have come out now, this is just a straight up blade and cream, or maybe blade and soap. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I look at the old Giants cap.
I know, with the orange brim, dude. That's the cap I grew up with when I was a kid. That's
my favorite Giants cap for sure. Yeah. And look, can you see the sweat line? The salt, the line.
Yes, now I do. Good eye, dude. Good eye. Yes.
So good. Rest in peace, Al Holland, man. It's sad to know, but Los, thank you for the heads up. I was not aware of that. And we don't have to talk much Giants baseball. I do want to congratulate Arise and Webb for being all-stars. So congratulations to Logan Webb and Luis Arise. How Jung-Hoo Lee is not on that list yet is interesting.
That's a good point. Yeah, his numbers are certainly there. Jung-Hoo is quietly, well, not around here, but for the rest of the country, quietly having a very, very good year. Congrats to our all-stars. There's something right there. Creative Tony, I'm going to give you a choice. Because this is unscripted. I would like to take a quick trip through bookmarks before I give you a Carlo, because I want to do a Carlo spot with Barrett Financial before we end the show. But I figured just before. Wow, is that too much?
No. If we're gonna do that, Paulie, then I'm gonna we're not gonna. I don't think we have time to do the open and the music and everything. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Why don't we do an extended bookmarks in tomorrow night's night flight, because we're due for a good
I know, and I keep jamming stuff in there. That's kind of why I want to start checking some of these boxes off, because there's so much in bookmarks right now, and I know for a fact you're going to be happy with a lot of this stuff. By the way.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking for the I put in something for Holland, or did I put it in your bookmarks? Maybe I put it in
I don't know. There's all kinds of stuff in here. You must have put a lot in here, because I'm looking at them right now. Yeah, there's a lot going on. Some of the stuff is making me laugh.
I know. I have to refresh those. So do you see okay, I guess I didn't go in bookmarks. Okay. What do you see, Paulie, in bookmarks? Because I see
the first one I'm kind of wanting you to see because it's relevant today. It's a Christopher Moltisanti from Sopranos. Do you see him?
Yeah. Here we go.
All right, bring this one up real quick, just for your head. A little comedy in the aftermath of the U.S. loss.
Yeah. The red card guy didn't even score. We paid off FIFA for nothing, T.
And the face, dude, the face of a Moltisanti right there. And then below, dude, we can end on this one if you want to, Tony, but the one below I put in specifically for, just get a piece. Get a piece just for your head. It's a welcome back gift from me. Here we go, dude. By the way, keep in mind, the guy in the bandana, lead singer, guy's like a little puppy dog around my friend Vicky with Metallica. Anytime Mike Muir crosses paths with Vicky, it's funny the effect she has on all these like rock stars. They all love her, and that includes this guy. But this is for you, Tony. This is for your head right here.
Thank you, Paulie. Thank you. This is, I mean, here. Oh, come on.
Bam, 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 bam. Here we go. Just a taste. Just a taste. Yeah.
And there's
Oh,
the
perfect.
Pepsi.
Okay, dude. By the way, shout out to the old bottles too, Tony.
Yep.
We can just come back to this as needed.
Oh,
Like,
dude.
let's just keep this in bookmarks as a universal
Forever.
kind of- Yes,
Forever
yeah.
bookmarked. That is forever bookmarked, dude. That
Yeah.
is
And
gold.
That's for you. I did that for Creative Tony over the weekend. We'll do a more proper dive into bookmarks, like Tony said, tomorrow. And by the way, we will be back with our normal night flight tomorrow. We do need a music guest sponsor this Friday. If anybody wants to jump in and sponsor a music assignment, we have this Friday wide open. I believe next week will be Bonnie. She's going to join us on the night flight, but we are wide open this Friday. So if you want to sponsor a music assignment, do jump in. Now, final word today goes to Carlos De La Fuente, one of our great partners, one of our great friends here on the show. And it's been a big year for Carlos. Not surprisingly, he's like a great athlete out there. As soon as he becomes a free agent, a lot of different teams are going to want him. Barrett Financial has been watching Carlos and the work Carlos did with Flex Funding, and they said, you know what, you should be working with us. So Carlos has just had a big career move as he's gone over to Barrett Financial. We want to congratulate him there. And the big thing that I think changes with our audience that you guys should know, with this move to Barrett, Carlos can now do loans nationwide. He's bad. He's nationwide. We've talked about it. He can do it nationwide now, Tony. And I want to just relay a couple of points about what Carlos is up to. He's been in lending for over 3 decades. He's seen every scenario imaginable when it comes to purchasing or refinancing a home. And that includes, I think a lot of people get scared in the audience and are like, well, I have bad credit, so I probably can't work with Carlos. Wrong again. Good credit, bad credit, high income, low income, heavy debt, tax liens, bankruptcies, you name it. Carlos has the experience, and all of those experiences have allowed him to learn, adapt, and really understand how different loan products work so he can guide clients to the best possible solutions given their particular situations. Carlos can also assist Tony at Barrett Financial with conventional FHA and VA loans for purchase or refi, Alt-A loans. That's ideal for self-employed borrowers who cannot traditionally verify income. It's kind of like people like Tony and I, actually. Reverse mortgages. He did one for Renell's mom, which is awesome, where you can purchase or refinance. There are options there for seniors 62 and over. Best thing of all time, no monthly mortgage payments for life. That's freaking huge. And then finally, if you're just needing some cash in your pocket, which I totally understand, a private money loan, a hard money loan, Carlos can do both of those. And again, we're talking short-term funding for borrowers with equity, but credit or income challenges. So Tony, the point is, Carlos can work with you in a variety of different ways, regardless of your credit. If it's good, if it's bad, you're up, you're down. Carlos has seen it all. You're not going to scare him away. He will find a solution for you. And thank you, Carlos. I love what you're doing with Barrett, brother. And call Carlos, 925-250-4894 or Carlos D at barrettfinancial.com, Tony.
Paulie, Testimonial Tuesday. Continue.
Nice.
So I'm going to, this is Carlos De La Fuente, and this is, again, you can trust us, which we hope you do, and our recommendation about Carlos De La Fuente, the person, the man, the partner, the communicator, the soulful spirit of Carlos. But this is a testimonial from Brant Lee, a realtor, okay? And this is about Carlos De La Fuente. He says, working with Carlos and Terry has been an absolute game changer. Their high energy, great communication, and tenacious focus set the tone from day one. Carlos and Terry were incredibly attentive to my client's needs, guiding him step by step through every stage of the lending process. His deep product knowledge didn't just answer questions, it instilled real confidence and clarity when my buyer needed it most. In real estate, success depends heavily on having the right team behind you. Carlos is one of the best. His commitment, responsiveness, and professionalism elevate every transaction. And I look forward to partnering with him again. Just one more time, Paulie. Carlos's commitment, responsiveness, and professionalism elevate every transaction. I mean, that is gold right there. So congrats on that review, Carlos. And it just goes to show you that the proof is in the pudding again, man. So testimonials. Carlos, congrats on Barrett Financial. We're so stoked for you. And like Paulie said at the beginning of the spot, not just local, national. Okay.
And then finally, I can actually put my own personal stamp on this. I have a meeting with my wife, and I have a meeting with Carlos tomorrow. So we're going to be doing business with Carlos ourselves, and that process begins officially and formally tomorrow. Looking forward to that call, Carlos.
Paulie, also, I have a dear friend of mine who just yesterday asked me for Carlos's number, so I'll be sending him to Carlos's. I'll be sending him Carlos's way literally this afternoon. So
dude, one by one, I'm working my way through all the sponsors. I'm working with Carlos right now. By the way, Dan Coach Emilio, I'll tell you more about that tomorrow, dude. You need to get involved with Dan, Tony. I'm telling you right now, Dan's crushing it for me. I asked him to help me out with my 401k. The stuff he's coming back with is incredible. And I'll fill you guys in on that tomorrow. But thank you, Carlos. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Final word today goes to a name I've never seen before, the Dimwit Sad Child. Okay, welcome aboard. Asking the question, Paulie, do you like the song Dream On? Dude, is the sky blue? You know what I mean? Yes, I like the song Dream On. Keep in mind, Steven Tyler wrote that on piano when he was 17. When you listen to Dream On, think about that. He wrote that when he was 17. When I was 17, I was getting driven home by the police, Tony, in the back of police cars. We talked about that last week, I believe. But some of the other guys out there, the more talented types like Steven Tyler, he was busy writing Dream On. There you go.
Yeah, Paulie, I had one black and white taxi in my past. It's okay. Sure. We all did. And the Dimwit Sad Child also wants to remind me that Brandon Crawford loves me. So that's cool. So Dimwit.
We've tried to repair that relationship over the years. I think Brandon Crawford's fine. He's got no complaints, Yeah.
Hey, finally, Paulie, I want to share this because I was looking for this during bookmarks. It's a final thing because we talked about this with Ramey, and I want to share this on the way out. This probably is who I want to win the World Cup. I'm on the Norway bandwagon.
Here he comes, this freaking cyborg. Yeah.
Look at this guy.
Gosh, damn, he's kind of frightening, this dude.
And I want to show my kids this video right after the show's over because watch this. This is great stuff from Holland out of Norway. Here we go.
Do I want to do this? No. I don't. Will I do it? Yeah. Am I doing it? Yeah. Because why not? It's for my body. It's good for my mind.
Yeah. I'm tired, but then I tell my body I'm not tired. Then I think it's a psychological thing that's telling yourself, okay, I'm not so tired. It's okay. We keep going. If you tell yourself you're tired, you're going to be tired. If you tell yourself, I'm not that tired, it's okay. You're not that tired. Simple as that. So it's a really psychological thing because our bodies can handle so much more than we think.
How great is that, dude? Come on.
Right? That's, I mean, again, and when do they play again? When does Norway play?
They play, I'm looking at the bracket. They play on the 11th. They play at 2 p.m. on the 11th. So we have France, Morocco on the 9th.
Yep.
We have Spain, Belgium on the 10th, Norway, England on the 11th, and Argentina and the winner of Switzerland, Colombia, which is 0-0 in the 26th minute. That will be on the 11th as well. So lots of fun soccer ahead of us too, Paulie.
Yeah, listen, I didn't see this coming, you guys, but I'm just keeping it real with you. Like, I have really gotten swept up in the World Cup. I am enjoying it. I'm watching other matches outside of the U.S. games now. And like I mentioned several times today, England, Mexico, that was the one where I was like, damn, this might be the best soccer match I've ever seen. And I think other people enjoyed that one too. So, Tony, great to be back with you on Arobi Tuesday. Great to see your face, man. And Soccer Gold, Miguel, Rags, Wavy Davy, Patty and Napa, Carlos, Santa Cruz Mafia, all of you guys, Don Peralta, great to see everybody lined up one more time. We will be back tomorrow night for our traditional midweek night flight. So we'll be back at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. We're also talking about doing some giant ticket giveaways. Tune in for that tomorrow night as well. Arkansas Dave, nice to see you too, brother. Maddie Stenson, everybody have a great afternoon. P1 Chuck, you guys be cool. Creator Tony, final words and take us home, brother.
Final words. I also want to send some massive PMP familia love to a dear friend of mine, John Feely. You know John Feely,
Oh,
Paul?
yeah.
He actually, check out this story really quick, Paulie. He was home yesterday, not feeling well.
Yeah.
Major chest pains, decides to take an aspirin because that's what you do when you just have cardiovascular stuff because it thins your blood, right? Takes an aspirin, still feels like crap, drives himself to urgent care, avoids having a massive heart attack because he has 100% blockage in his main artery.
Oh, no.
And is recuperating at Sequoia Hospital right now. So they had to put a few stents in his blocked artery, but he avoided a massive heart attack. So the message I want to send to everybody watching this and listening to this show, listen to the signs that your body gives you, please, because John did. John was feeling like crap, and instead of ignoring it and having a massive heart attack at his house, he went to the doctor, and the doctor said, you are so lucky and smart that you listen to your body. Well, and you're here now. So vibes and love and healing energy to John Feely, but also just a message to everybody to please just listen to your body. And when it speaks, you got to listen.
100%. Yeah, John, get well, brother. I hadn't heard that until right now, but I'm glad that you're resting, and I'm glad you got that taken care of. Because the world, we're not ready to say goodbye to John Feely yet, so we need you to hang around.
Dude. He's one of the greatest people you'll ever meet. He's just a great guy. He works for NBC Sports Bay Area.
I'll tell you this one. I'll put it to you like this, John. You rest up and get well, and I'll see you at the next USF men's basketball game, because that's usually where I see him up at the gym. Yeah.
Heck yeah, that's so right. He's a huge Dons fan, the Dons backer, and just a great dude. One of my San Carlos neighbors, and he's very, very successful career at NBC Sports and also at KTVU as well before NBC. So just a great dude. So massive love to John Feely and Paulie. Night flight tomorrow night. Very excited about that. And I'm going go Switzerland. I'm rooting for Switzerland versus Colombia. I don't know how you feel. Okay, and then go Morocco.
Yeah, we'll do it again. Keep the Richards picture nearby. Keep it handy. Yeah.
I will for sure, dude. Yeah. But tomorrow night, we ride. Okay? Tomorrow night, we ride. 8 p.m. Looking forward to it. And on that note, Paulie, I've got...
business hours are over, baby. It's business. It's business time.
Paulie, I apologize directly to Beat LA. I need to get Beat LA Super on the screen because it's a very good one. And she did this a while back, right as we started to say hello to Ted Ramey on the show. She said, I watched The Godfather last night. Yes. I can't watch the Horsehead scene without laughing at you playing it on KMBR about Giants games back in 2018. I almost died laughing in my car that day.
That's when Waltz wakes up. Just screaming in bed. You know what we're going to do, by the way, Don Peralta. Now I got to get the final word into the show today. And thank you, Beat LA. Yeah, it's a great. And as Tony and I like to do, we take a very serious moment like that, then we use it totally out of context and turn it into a comedy piece. Dom, next week, dude, pick a day. I don't care, any freaking day. It's time to liberate the thumb drive. Let's make it happen. Get up here next week. Come into the Paulie Mac Home studio or even over the weekend, maybe. We got to figure it out, though, so I can start playing sounds like that again, too. It's time. Enough is enough. Time to free the thumb drive. So thank you, Beat LA. It's a good reminder. Dom, we'll talk offline, and we'll see everybody tomorrow night. Cheers, y'all.
Peace, y'all. See you tomorrow night.